DJ Payne 1.
Oh my Lord, we can't go a single week without getting another win. What's going on, guys? It is Space Cowboy here. Welcome to the Space Cowboy Show. What in the hell did we just watch? I knew that they were not going to beat the Broncos. If you were here for the pregame show, I did say I didn't expect us to win. But for me, I was looking for them to at least put up a fight against the Broncos. They didn't do that. You know, I was expecting more effort, and I left my mom's house halfway through the fourth quarter. I was that disgusted. I think I left after Dak Prescott threw the pick, and they scored the touchdown, I think, after that, I believe. So this was just an all-around bad game. This is very much so in the same realm as the Bears game. But it's just crazy to me, man. Like, we look so lost. It just, you win a game, you lose a game. You win a game, you lose a game. Then you happen to tie a game. You just can't get an additional win in back-to-back weeks. It's just, and this is tough, man, because I said it in the pre-show that this was going to be a huge game for the Cowboys to really determine what you do this year. And again, this is a year where you just keep all the picks. Now I'm worried they're going to do a panic trade. I don't know what you do. Even if, let's see. I'm going to try and get through this. I'm very annoyed at what I just witnessed. Okay. So I thought that this game was going to be a bit off kilter because you get the interception on the opening drive from Bridges. Awesome stuff. But you can't get a freaking touchdown. That's when I knew that and then you let up a 40-yard rushing touchdown on the next play from scrimmage. You you just can't win games when at halftime you're down 27-10. You can't, and again, that's not excusing what they did on offense, because on offense, I was very upset with what they did. Dak Prescott had 2 key turnovers where he did not need to throw those particular passes, but he did it nonetheless. The one pass where he was trying to throw the seam ball to Ferguson, no, completely unnecessary. And then the one in the end zone, or the red zone, excuse me, where you're just trying to get some momentum back. It's like, what are we doing, man? The pre-snap penalties were horrible for the Cowboys. They just look so out of sync. And it happens every single time we play the Broncos. It's just this weird dichotomy between the two teams where it's like the Broncos, and I said this, like the Cowboys are 1-4 on the road, and I needed to see them show themselves better on the road offensively. They didn't do that. You didn't do that whatsoever. And this was a full-on team loss. You let the Broncos pretty much marching down up the field. The only real critical mistake they had was the interception at the beginning of the game. But when I talk about Sean Payton teams, they are very disciplined. And they immediately course-corrected after that interception. They went down the field, scored a touchdown, and they just didn't look back. That was the only lead the Cowboys had all game. Looking at the stats, or really, I want to look at the box score. Dak did not have a great game. He was sacked twice. You didn't sack Bo Nix. Bo Nix threw 4 touchdown passes in this game. Unbelievable. Javonte Williams, he had 13 carries, 41 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Awesome for him. J.K. Dobbins, 100 yards on the ground. And then you had R.J. Harvey behind him with aside from the 140-yard run, he was pretty much held in check. But he had 2 touchdowns on the ground. Jake Ferguson, I think he only got targeted 1 time the whole game. Pickens and Lamb both had 7 catches, 78 and 74 yards respectfully. I'll give Jadon Blue a little bit of juice because he had a couple good carries, but he had the 1 key fumble, which really could have screwed you. But it's just so bad, guys, because it's like we're in a position where if this offense doesn't show up, you can't even have you don't even have a chance to win these games. And that's not a healthy way to win football games. That's why I'm very upset with how they're approaching this year, because you aren't guaranteed that Dak's going to have a similar year in 2026. No quarterback's guaranteed a year of success. And again, I'm not saying that to be harsh. It's true. So now for the Cowboys, you're 3-4-1. You're going home to take on the Cardinals, who have been in free fall. But as we know, Kyler Murray has played very well in AT&T Stadium in college and at the professional level. And so it's just really tough. And again, you went up against one of the better defenses in the NFL, and they were manhandling you. Straight up. Like, it wasn't as bad as it was like in the Carolina game in terms of the running attack. Like, you were able to run the ball a little bit better than that game, but still. So now you're looking down the barrel of a 3-5-1 start to your season. And the one thing is that the Cowboys cannot do absolutely not. We can't do a panic trade. And that's what worries me, is like this is where, and as the title suggests in this video, we are in that 2011 through 2013 era of Cowboys football, where the team has one of the worst defenses I could possibly see to imagine. This is like 2013 all over again. The offense is good, but if it's off, you don't have a chance in hell to win these games. Now, the thing is that the fact that Dak Prescott had the numbers he had going into this game and this team was not even above 500 is very alarming. But what's scary is the way that, like, I've said it several times over and over. It just seems that Matt Eberflus is not the guy. Every single time we feel like they're making some form of progress, it just comes right down to earth. And there is no trade whatsoever that's going to help you immediately fix this defense. There is no way in hell that you can salvage this season. Absolutely not. And so for me, that's what I'm very concerned about the status of the Dallas Cowboys, is that You traded away Micah Parsons because you wanted to get better at stopping the run, and you haven't been able to stop the run effectively probably since week 1. Am I crazy for saying that? So I could go into all the stats and the other things, but I don't even think it's necessary. That's how bad this game was. 44-24. Like, when you hold on, I gotta look at this. Give me 1 second, guys. Like, when we talk about how the Cowboys have done this season, you dropped. It was like a legit reversal of what happened this season. Excuse me, in the previous game, you put up 44 points. You held them to 22. It was the exact opposite in this game. You got 44 points dropped on you. And what's scary is that we talk about the 2020 defense and how bad that team was, like in terms of the defensive category and rankings. Statistically speaking, this year's defense is worse. And they're doing nothing whatsoever to try and make any improvements. And again, I'm not saying they have to force a trade. I said it in the pregame. If you somehow find a way to win this game, which you didn't, if you found a way to win this game, we're going to have a conversation about, can they make a move? And I did say going into October, they were going to go 2-2. And they did go 2-2 in October. And I hate being right about that. Now you're looking down. This is your November schedule, guys. This is your November schedule upcoming. Ready for this? Because, this is going to be fun. So the Dallas Cowboys have to play Arizona at home. They go on the road to play Las Vegas. I believe that's going to be the first time they're playing Las Vegas in Las Vegas. You're going to play the Eagles at home. Then you play Kansas City at home for Thanksgiving. And then that's your slate of 4 games. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I think that the Cowboys are probably going to go 1-3 in those games, if at most 2-2. I have them losing to Arizona. I think they'll probably beat the Raiders. And then I think that they'll probably beat Philadelphia just for the sake of how the NFC East is, but I don't know if they will. And then I don't have them beating Kansas City. This team is in a world of trouble. This is where it's sad when I'm saying that you need to go for it on 4th down in your own territory. I said that I want to say I said that like a couple times during the game when I was watching. I was like, just go for it. And that's sad. It really is sad, man. And that's why I just get so frustrated watching this team. I don't know why we're scheduled to play the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. It's just how the schedule fell. This defense makes the games unwatchable. Hurts to watch the opposing offense score on them. Right. It's like there is no semblance of life in this Cowboys team. They just look so lost. They don't look like they care. And ultimately, you're wasting a very good year from Dak. I understand he didn't have a good game today, but the fact is that it doesn't take away with what he's done so far this season. And it's just so hard to watch this team year in and year, or more specifically, game in and game out for this particular season. Because you're just not doing enough. And I want to go see if there's any news on Twitter that we can. Let me see. Sorry, I'm just taking a look. If they're going to make a trade, just don't. Yep, exactly. Like, you can't win football games with these caliber of players. I just don't want them to use the 1st round pick on a player that isn't going to be a guy that's going to be here long term. Let me see what's going on here. Now you're sorry if I'm quiet. I'm just trying to. Dave Hellman, Tony Romo laying out the roadmap for where the Cowboys' very mediocre season is going to go based on his own experience being the only bright spot. That's sad, man. It's just so sad. I don't like. I'm literally at a loss for words. It's just. Oh my god, dude! I'm at a loss for words. This is just probably. It's just so bad. Like here's the thing. Like I mentioned, going after a player like Max Crosby. The reason I don't have a problem with going after a player of his caliber is because you have him under contract for the next 4 seasons. That's why I don't have a problem with that. The main thing is that you want to make sure that the caliber of player is matching what you're giving up. I just don't like if they give up a second round pick for a guy that's only going to be here for like a year or two. I'm not looking to do that. That's why I'm worried they're going to make a panic trade. And now, if we get to the trade deadline and nothing happens, that'd be great. But it's just sad, man. Like if this team had like even like the 25th ranked defense, this team would probably be 5 and let's see, we're 3-4-1. We've been through 8 games. I would say they're probably like 5-3. Like they're probably 5-3 at this point. I just don't want to think about this game for too long because I really don't want to mention things that I've already talked about. You know, this is just the team, like, and that's why it's like I'll be excited when they win games. I'm not gonna take away that, but the fact of the matter being is that you are playing unsustainable football, and what scares me is that they'll go like 8-1, which would be hilarious. And then they're going to F up the draft because if we really think about it, they are banking on the draft picks hitting in this upcoming sets of drafts if they continue to hold on to the picks. Now, the other thing is you got to resign some guys. You got to resign your George Pickens of the world. You got to figure that out. I don't know if they'll do that. But again, that's a long way away from now. We're now at nearing the halfway point of this season. The Cowboys have been a mediocre team. They are what their record says they are. Offensively, they have one of the best offenses of football, minus when they go on the road. You're 1-4 on the road. The only win you got was against the 1-7 Jets. They finally won a game. But the Broncos have been 4-0 at home. They've been a very good football team. They're a team that has a chance to go on a run this year. That doesn't dismiss what you did on the football field. Absolutely not. But I'm just at a loss for words, guys. It's just so bad. And you know what? Like it was like from John Machota here. You want to know what the Broncos' possessions today were? Interception, touchdown, touchdown, punt, touchdown, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, touchdown. Like I just don't know, man. I'm just so like I really don't know. Guys, I really don't know what you do. We don't defensively, you just don't have a direction. It's not getting better. It's not like okay, like that's what makes it scary with like how we talk about what happened in 2020 is that at least in 2020 you kind of started seeing the defense turn a little bit around. You're not getting that at all. And they just I think we're getting to a point where it's like you're just kind of going through the motions of the season. You just get a high draft pick and you pray to God you get like a guy like a Caleb Downs or a very impactful guy that comes in here and is great. You're going to need to use all the draft picks on defense. I think you have enough talent on offense to get the job done. But it's just so annoying. Like and that's why I feel like the reason why I saw Dak press a lot in this game is because we understand that you need to score points, and that's how you don't win football games. I don't know, guys. I really don't. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have much more to say, and I don't want to waste your time. My final thoughts on this game. it just proves to me that the Cowboys are going through the motions for 2025 to try and make a push in 2026 or 2027. My problem is that would require they have to hit on all their draft picks. Then you got to hope to God that things work out magically for you. But yeah, and this is kind of where it's at. You stay put, you save the picks, maybe take a few chances on vet minimum deals for the second half to try and upgrade. Yeah, that's the only thing you can do to somewhat make the year make sense. But just frustrating all around. Just very frustrating. Well, guys, I'm going to let y'all go enjoy the rest of your night if you can. This was a very frustrating game. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that other stuff. If you're on Twitter/X, hit the like, follow, whatever. Oh my God, man. It's so bad. It's like every single year it feels that, yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that. It seems like we say the same thing every single year. It doesn't change. Doesn't change. All right, guys. Well, that's my post-game recap. Cowboys get obliterated 44-24, and we'll see. No hope. Yep. All right, guys. You have a good one. Bye-bye.